Hey guys, welcome to the Georgie Show where we talk about everyday life things. My name is Joe and I'm glad you're here. Today I want to talk about something that's a little bit more unusual from what we've regularly been doing, a little bit more personal, but also I think still just as important. And It's been about 3 weeks since I put my first video, and I took a few days out because I was having a birthday and it was my wedding anniversary. And I also took some time to reflect, like, what was I thinking when I started this, and why me, and what am I trying to accomplish? And That's what I want to talk about today. But before we dive in, I want to ask you guys just to subscribe, like the video, just so that we can continue to bring good content. And also, just as a heads up or as a housekeeping thing, if I sound a little nasally or nosely, is the right word. Anyway, I can't believe that I'm having some allergy issues. It's just the beginning of fall, but my nose has been running all day. I've been up on my box of tissues all day, but I still thought I should do this because it's been on my mind and I think I've resolved it, and it's at a point where I can talk about it. So anyway, let's dig in. Um, what was I thinking, and why me? Why am I the right person to do this? This is stuff I thought about. So I think when I first decided to put out a video, it was because the first video was like, okay, fine. People ask questions, and sometimes I have an opinion, and I feel like I have a strong opinion about something and I want to share it, and I'm right. But anyway, while I think I'm right, I want to share my opinion and see if I can help as many people as I can. So I started making these videos. And then secondly, I always pick the path of least resistance. I always pick the way that requires the least effort to get the job done. And so I thought if I share some of those ideas with people, it'll help more people. I use the same philosophy when I'm at work. Um, I don't try to cut shortcuts, no, I do not. But instead, I look at what I have to get done and I find the way to do it that's the most efficient way in terms of time and effort and energy, but also least resistant and the fastest way to get there, and not try to be all fancy with it. And the point in that is, I think there's no point in trying to be fancy with stuff and complicating things and trying to, you know, oh, over budget, whether it's in terms of effort or cost or whatever it is, just so that it looks good at the end. At the end of the day, you're trying to get something done, and you start here, you go in here, and that's what matters. And that's I'm good at that. So I figured I'm gonna start making these videos out, talking about it, talking about how I do relationships, how I do my life, and sharing that. Um, Last week I turned 40. Also last week celebrated 14 years of marriage, and I think those two things mean that I have a little bit of life experience and a little bit of relationship experience that I can share with people. I'm also from a big family that is still very close, that is still enjoys being around each other, and that's because we learned a lot of stuff around us, our parents, our grandparents, and just our family. And it's things like those that we can talk about and just hope other people can experience the same. So with those two things, I thought, hey, why not? Why not share with people? Why not talk about these things? Why not talk about my life and my experiences and how things happen, and hope that someone else can appreciate it? So the other thing that I have been thinking about this week, and I wanted to put it out there and wonder if anybody else who especially has stepped out and done something new, or is making new videos, or gets into a new job or a new business or whatever it is, do you ever wonder about these things? Do you wonder, when you step out in faith, do you ask yourself, am I the right person? And the other question is it going to work? What if somebody else on the other side doesn't care or gets hurt by it, gets offended, gets annoyed, whatever it is? How do you deal with it? Or if I'm trying to make you guys see this thing and instead you see something else, how do we resolve that? So that's something else that was on my mind that I thought, how do I deal with that? And after thinking through it, I was like, whatever, man. I think there's value in what I say, and some people are going to appreciate it, and those are the people we're talking to. And those who have questions, just come on by, let's chat, let's talk about it and resolve it. If you're right and I'm wrong, I'm going to say, you know what, you're right and I'm wrong, and let's move on. If I'm right and you're wrong, I hope you would say the same. But in trying to resolve that in my mind and realizing that I can't just do this when I am fully convinced everybody who checks this out and who listens to it is going to be fully sold on, but instead we can have differing opinions and we can then talk about them and agree. I think that's what makes us a community of people. That's what this whole country is about. And so I'm down for that. I'm ready to make this happen. And so after spending a few days thinking about it and trying to feel good about why I'm doing this and whether it's going to work, in my mind, as a new person stepping out of this, I felt like this is the right thing to do, so I'm going to do it. So what I can ask is, if anybody is doing this for the first time, or if you've done something new, or if you're trying something new and in your mind you're trying to overcome something, what are those things you overcame? Let's talk about them. How did you overcome them? Maybe you can share something I haven't thought about. And how do you feel about it now? Put it in the comments or send me an email and let's talk about it and let's have fun with it. But until next time, thanks for listening and thanks for checking out. Please subscribe and goodbye.